Hey all, Sir Penguin here, and we are looking at a 2v2 on Dry Arabia. For Team 1, in the orange, playing as the English, we've got this guy. And next to him, on Team 1, playing as the Mongols, on the green, we have that guy. I'm afraid I do not know if these are any known players or not, so we're just going to call them green and orange for the course of this game on Team 1. Meanwhile, on Team 2, we have Corvinus playing Zhu Xi in the teal. And above him, also on Team 2, we've got Myriad in the purple on the Byzantines. So what we have here is we've got Myriad and Corvinus, two Hungarian pros, playing some 2v2s together on the ranked ladder. As for their opponents, I am not sure who they are, as I previously mentioned, but I'm excited to see these two Hungarian pros go at it together, go at it against this team together. There we go. Getting fair chunk of sheep orange on the back of Myriad's base here. I think what we're going to see this game, Zhu Xi and Byzantines should have some similar timings in terms of move outs, in terms of pressuring. But England and Mongol are going to give this a totally different approach as well. Given that England-Mongol together feels like a strong combination for early aggression. If you get longbows, spears, and those keshiks out, you end up in a situation where one of these players might be under a lot of pressure early, and they're going to have to work together to defend it. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for the Zhu Xi player, for Corvinus here, but Byzantines going to have a harder time defending against an English attack, and England is across from the Byzantine player. So looking forward to seeing how Myriad is going to deal with early pressure if it comes. Otherwise, we could have a bunch of fast castles coming here. Though the Mongols may want to avoid that and may want to put that early Keshik pressure on. We've got Council Hall coming up for the English player. Meanwhile, Mongols gonna go with that spear push. We've got a tower rush coming with the spears toward Corvinus's base. The gold is on the back for Corvinus, so this is going to be difficult for them to get up. Though one tower between this sheep and the gold could shut down some of the early Song Dynasty shenanigans that you'll see from the Zhu Xi. Here comes that push. Khan, spears, villager. There's spears behind this as well. It's going to be 3 spearmen so far. Corvinus's landmark coming up between a large stone, berries, wood, and gold. This is going to be a strong one. Going to have that large stone, gold. What is that? So should be maybe 30, 48, maybe 20 of this wood. Anyway, it's going to be, regardless, it's going to be strong for the player here. Here comes the tower. Going to cancel it. Not quite ready to put it up yet. Taking a look at the opponent's base. Here comes the Xiangyang Tower, the Song Dynasty coming up with those cheap landmarks. Tower getting up on the sheep. It's going to be difficult to shut anything down here for green. Three villagers on that tower trying to stop, or the Xiangyang Tower, trying to stop this from preventing that fast Zhu Xi building speed, just like China, giving Corvinus the advantage defensively here. This would be easy for him to get up without taking any damage from the tower. And he'll be able to build some production on the other side of his base and have units to immediately battle this, fight this out. Was going to be a village, but he's saving the wood probably to get some production out. House coming up to prevent getting housed here. There's the tower. These vills, are they going to immediately go build some production? Corvinus a little short the wood. immediately garrisons the tower, but he's not really stopping a whole lot here. A new mill has gone up. The surviving sheep have been moved over here for food. Spears coming in the front. Oh, he's walking right under the TC. He's going to lose one or two of these spears. Oh, he almost loses both. The other one's super low health and is not going to be able to recover. Meanwhile, let's check out what's going on across. Just a scout. We have horsemen coming out for Myriad. It's going to be the Hippodrome, I imagine. Yeah, we've got the Hippodrome and the mercenary units going straight into javelin throwers and horsemen to fight the English. That's a good play. Javelin throwers will be very good against longbows and can take out the spears to help out the horsemen. Longbows and spears going to push that back. Not going to be able to put too much pressure on Myriad for Myriad here. Swinging back around. Does he come toward the Mongol player to put on some pressure? That's what it looks like. Or maybe trying to wrap around the English base. We'll come back to check that out. Meanwhile, a second tower coming up for Mongols. Corvinus is off his gold, so he won't be able to make as many Zhuganu. He's going to have to rely on the Imperial official. The only Zhuganu are going to come out from building archery ranges, which isn't the worst situation. Those horsemen not moving in just yet. Just checking things out. We've got the silver tree coming out for that Mongol. The late feudal change with the spear rush, with the tower rush. Silver tree immediately going to be popped into the corner, I imagine. Although with those horsemen out, it'd be a little dangerous. They have scouted this. Horsemen putting enough pressure on here that England and Mongols can't just like get away with the big boom stuff early. Myriad putting on some good pressure. Gonna get a villager here. Did he get gold for that? I'm not sure if he has the upgrade. Let's check. He doesn't have expilatores, so not getting the upgrade. Longbows managed to take out a Byzantine gold gatherer here, but I don't think he's going to be able to take much more than that. Corbin is gathering some extra wood with some vills here. Meanwhile, the horsemen going in for a raid. We've got longbows and spears defending it. The villagers managed to get off the gold. There's a lot going on here. Those horsemen are going to get away. Longbows not going to be able to chase that. Let's go back, meanwhile, to Corvinus's base, where the villagers have come, pulled the vills and spears to take out the towers, kill the spearmen, and clear out this base. The spearmen taking the most of the damage there. I don't think we lost any villagers. Gonna lose a villager here. But without these towers in his base, Corvinus will have some freedom to get stuff out here. Let's see if the Mongol player has queued up any Keshiks on the back of this. No, just horsemen for now. Oh, for some reason it's still showing that building. My mistake. Stables coming out. Keshik's immediately going to come into queue, I imagine. Maybe when the stone comes in for the double Keshik production. Although that's a lot of stone that he needs to build up toward. Still double spear. No Keshik. Oh, there's the Keshik production now. Spear Keshik going to go up against the spear Zhuganu of Corvinus here for Mongols. We got a lot of early action. We kind of knew this pressure was going to come out early. But the Byzantines and the Jushi able to push these early pushes back. Horsemen putting pressure on to the orange player here. Still not getting a whole lot of damage in, just keeping him occupied, not letting him get away with any easy shenanigans, any easy stuff. Had to build a wall to protect the farms on the back. This is a very good wall, by the way. Protects the wood line on the back, protects the farms. You have to push through the super Gatling gun English TC, and that's way too much for the early Byzantine units to do much about. Nice little English base here. Nice farms. Just, you know, quintessential English setup. Mongols building a ton of production. He's looking to duke it out with Jushi here. Not die to any Zhuganu pushes. Let's see what's going on in the middle. We have archers coming out to help the spear Keshik combo. This is difficult to fight against for Mongols. I mean, the Jushi Zhuganu spearman combo is so strong. Keshik's gonna be just like cut down by Zhuge. There's just too much damage here with this double. Spear's gonna come finish up that Keshik, and then the spear archers against the Zhuge not gonna be very effective. Gonna lose these berries on the front of his base. Yeah, has to fall back. Gur leaving with those villagers as well. I'm not sure. Corvinus may not have seen that. He doesn't chase the vills. Archer's moving out with the Keshik. Seems a little premature. It's not enough to do any damage here. Maybe pick off reinforcements. Okay, he goes to pick off some reinforcements, but the army's gonna swing back. He's gonna move upward to avoid that kind of damage. Myriad, meanwhile, looking like he's macroing toward a castle age. The gold a little low for that, but maybe that's for the horseman production. Khan goes down again. England swinging over to help against the Zhu Shi combo, which leaves Myriad some space with the horsemen to push in with the horsemen and the javelin throwers. You can see on the mini-map the horsemen moving into the back line. Meanwhile, Zhu Shi army getting chased by these archers. They're not going to get away per se. They're just going to slowly get picked off by these archers because they're slower. Zhuge going to get cleaned up by the longbow archer combo, but they're not without doing a fair amount of damage to Mongol here. Let's go check out what's going on the top side. Oh, we've got Mongol villagers caught out by Myriad's horsemen. Triumph kicked in, kills these villagers so fast. Oh my gosh, Mongol losing all of those vills. That was all food. It's going to cause so many troubles. He's not going to be able to produce Keshiks without the food anymore, and he loses so many villagers. To come back, he's going to have to go for a second TC, I think. Yeah, here comes the gold. That's so much damage early. So much damage. Oh my gosh. And he kills the longbows as well with his horseman. Myriad's early Byzantine horseman putting in work here. Spearman trying to save this. Horsemen see it get out. Great job by Myriad. He catches food on the back. Mongol food on the back. Catches out a bunch of longbows. And is just going to free up Corvinus and himself to move up, maybe age up. Yeah, definitely looking to an age up. Corvinus, meanwhile, massing more of those Zhuge. Triple archery range with the barracks. Blacksmith on the back. It's like an engagement coming for Byzantine England. We got some men-at-arms getting mixed into this English comp. 2 barracks with the council hall and an archery range. That's quite a bit of production. That's about 5 production buildings worth, maybe even close to. It's just 200%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, two archery ranges worth at the council hall. Byzantines gonna pull back. Don't want to push into men-at-arms, even with their army here. I mean, this English comp is really hard to fight in feudal age with any sort of feudal units. But he's going to have no problem macroing up. He's got tons of food banked up. I assume is going to be gathering gold. Yeah, look at this. We've got 10 villagers on gold in his base to get his age up. And that's going to give him just sort of freedom to push into this English base. Going to get, I should think, cataphracts with the Imperial Hippodrome. Just a few to front line here. Only sitting on an archery range and the military, the mercenary building, in addition to the hippodrome now. So technically only 3 production buildings, though the mercenary house has a, 5 blocks of 5 with the, or maybe 4 with the javelin throwers. England pushing into the gold now. Myriad doesn't react. He's going to lose 3, maybe 4 villagers. 3 villagers on that side. Loses a vill on the food, so he does lose 4 vills. Here comes the Byzantine archers, but that's not going to be enough to fight this English comp. The horsemen looked to be putting pressure on England's base, but they're not here. Mongols also putting pressure onto Myriad's food. Myriad also going to lose a lot of vills here in return for his raid against the Mongols. So Mongols and Myriad taking a lot of damage here. Orange putting a ton of pressure onto Myriad. It looks like he's still trying to get his age up in, but he's not on this front gold. No more gold coming for Myriad. Not enough horsemen to push this back. And Myriad's getting cleaned up in his own base. He's going to lose these villagers, most likely, as that tower burns down. Yeah, there goes 5 more villagers for Myriad. No, yeah, 5 more villagers for Myriad right here. Look at all that damage. Let's go back down to the Mongol player who's under attack. A ram push from Corvinus. This is going to be deadly. He just doesn't have enough villagers, not enough food. Definitely not enough archers for all these Zhuge-Nu. There's just too much Zhuge-Nu. The Keshiks are going to go down very quickly. That being said, not a ton of spears in this comp right now, which is going to let these archers clear out the spears and open up the Keshiks for damage, but there's just not enough food. Again, not enough food for Keshik production in this case. He's going to lose his TC. England readjusting, sending reinforcements, but it's too late. It's not going to be enough as this TC goes down. 5 rams in Mongols base, clearing out those vills, clearing out so many units. This Zhu push is deadly. Tower in the wood line. Let's go back up to the top side as these rams, villagers coming in to burn out these rams, but the Zhuge-Nu are gonna kill a bunch of them. Mongol has lost so many villagers, but is just trying desperately to hang on for his English teammate, who, on the top side, is going for his own ram push into Byzantine base, which is unprotected. How many units? Myriad really just out of units. He has some army in the back, but against the English comp isn't going to be able to do a whole lot. What's happening in Mongols? The Rams just doing too much. So many dead villagers. I think, how many villagers does Mongol have? I wish we had the team count, like a casting count, as we did for 1v1s. Maybe if there's a mod or something out there, if one of you could recommend it to me, because I want to know. I want to know what's going on. Because this is so deadly. I mean, Mongol has nothing left. It's just England. And England has men-at-arms and longbows, which will be hard for the Zhuge-Nu to beat. But with everyone still sitting in feudal, you know, you get concerned if somebody clicks up here. Corvinus not clicking up. Myriad not clicking up as well. Let's go check out England's pushing to Byzantine's base. Let's see. They're going to clean up these Zhuge-Nu, but the Zhuge-Nu and the Rams on the back, it's just going to be too much, and they're going to have to fight. England's going to have to defend his own base. Meanwhile, the push into Byzantine's base, into Myriad's base, he's got double TC to recover those villagers. That's a nice play. Puts it on the gold up here. That'll make it a lot easier for him to macro up, get the gold that he needs. Especially having lost his front gold to Ram push, and I think he might lose his TC as well. He hasn't lost quite as many villagers, I don't think, as Mongol has. There's quite a few villagers on this wood line still. Villagers on the farms in the back, and villagers burning this. They're going to go down to these archers, though, in no time. Longbows clearing the vills up. First landmark TC goes down for Byzantines, but Mongols' base is just gone. There's nothing left. How much of Byzantine survives this? I think Myriad just has to hang on so Corvinus can kill England. England has no choice but to go for a landmark snipe, I think, against the both of them, against Myriad and Corvinus. But meanwhile, Corvinus himself going to be going for a landmark snipe against England. And I think in the end, Myriad and Corvinus are in a better position, given that there's still a TC up for Myriad, despite his vill losses. Although, 3 Rams coming onto that TC. Let's see the push into the English base now. Oh, that's... England's army is fully in Myriad's base, and with Zhuge-Nu and Palace Guard on the way, let's see how England defends this. I mean, the Super TC gonna clear a fair chunk of these Zhuge-Nu with the longbow support. I think England should be able to clean this up, but not for lack of some villager damage here. Everyone except Corvinus has taken villager losses at this point. The amount of violence in this game has made it so fun. I mean, there's people in every base right now. Let's go back up. We just got... Zhuge-Nu are going to get cleaned up here, and the Rams are going to follow from these vills. Meanwhile, Corvinus swinging over to fight England in Byzantine's base. If he cleans this up, oh my gosh, Byzantine's second TC down. How many vills? There's a third TC going up in the back with quite a few vills left. Looks like more than the Mongol player had. Mongols still doesn't have another TC up because it's just not safe in England's base right now. And he just doesn't have enough villagers, I think, to get that 900 wood that you need. Oh my gosh, look at this. Zhuge going down to men-at-arms while clearing the longbows. I think if he clears the longbows, the men-at-arms should be a bit easier for him to pick off. Yeah, look at this. Not enough longbows to clear out the Zhuge. If he clears out the men-at-arms now, should just be able to clean this up. Yeah, Purple Archer's going to deal with the longbows for the kiting. There's the TC, it looks like, in going up for Mongols. So Mongols starting to recover, but we have Castle Ages coming up for Myriad and Corvinus. This is sort of the difference between your top-tier ladder players and your pro players, too, I think. This macroing up during these crazy fights. The fact that Myriad has the eco to potentially go up to Castle Age. Corvinus with such a fast castle, like the villagers building it in a blink of an eye. We'll go check to see what he went up with here. Most likely not going to be the Shaolin, I shouldn't think. Yeah, the Mount Lu Academy for the Imperial official upgrades. Get more Imperial officials out for a stronger gold eco, for stronger income. Tons of gold coming in. Are we going to see Siege? More Zhuge, lots of upgrades, I'm sure. Double TC for him, by the way. Corvinus clearly in the best position in this game right now. Though, Myriad not in the worst, given that his teammate is in such a good position as well. He has a TC up. Probably repairing his TC, his main TC in the center of his base. So he'll be on 2 TC shortly. Corvinus coming to help him repair. I love it. Gotta help your teammates. Gotta help your teammates, chat. Always. Here comes the push. England is basically alone here. Mongol doesn't have anything they can produce. And here comes the Castle Age. Veteran Zhuge. That seems like it's gonna be GG to me. There's just England with feudal longbows still sitting feudal age. The men-at-arms are not gonna be enough. The Zhuge are gonna do 6 damage a shot to 4 armor men-at-arms, which means they're doing 6 total damage in a burst against those men-at-arms. Longbows putting on their defense, holding back. They're buying themselves some time, but the English TC also putting a lot of hurt on. Gotta love longbows. Longbows able to sort of kite this out, but it's just not enough. It's not enough at this point. Even with his men-at-arms, maybe he'll buy himself some time, but look at the eco. Not tons of gold, floating on tons of gold. Doesn't have the food he needs to get maybe a white tower to defend this, or the King's Palace to come back in Vill count. I think it would be the White Tower just to not die and help his Mongol teammate come up. Meanwhile, Myriad clicking up to Castle Age. I think as soon as we see that Castle Age come through, there's nothing England and Mongols can do. That's GG. So much pressure from these two players, Myriad and Corvinus. Surviving the early pushes, Myriad really hanging on. Like, sometimes you just have to sacrifice your teammate in these 2v2s. And that's what we see here. And we've seen it happen in the past. Corvinus very smart about how much pressure he needs to put on versus how much he needs to protect his teammate. A lot of the time, I think in the lower levels, we tend to need to protect our teammates because we don't have the ability to take out an opponent in a half, right? And there it goes. There's the GG. England's going to surrender. There goes the Mongol surrender. And Corvinus and Myriad hang on, turn the tides, and age up to Castle Age for a victory against English Mongol in a 2v2. Thanks all for being here. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.